Welcome into the Bar Conversations. I'm Jonathan Green, and we have a great trio for you this week as we welcome in The Woods, this Nashville-based indie trio consisting of Dan O'Rourke,
Hello.
Raquel Cole,
Hey.
and Leland Rooney.
Hey guys.
Well, welcome in. Welcome in.
Thanks. Good to be here. Yeah, for having us.
Well, I appreciate that. Their latest single, Same Boat, is out now, and I believe they have some new music coming here at the end of August, and we'll get into that here a little bit later on. But this is Bar Conversations, and I always start out with the same question. I'll show you what I've at least grabbed for y'all. Y'all three are from different parts of North America, so it wasn't exactly easy finding something that could work across the board. But I think I did okay. We've got a little Bardstown bourbon, a little Cascadia Gariana oak barrel finish from the Woods, a little special. You know, it can only be done at certain times, small harvest of that oak. So, you know, I thought that was fitting for a group called the Woods.
Very nice. Love it. Love a good bourbon.
Now I know we're talking earlier in the day, so I'm assuming everyone's behaving for the most part. But if we weren't behaving, what's your all's go-to drinks these days?
Dan, I'll let you go first. Ooh, hard to narrow it down. Kind of love it all. A good lager pilsner, if you know, pre-show. But post-show, go with something a little stronger like a bourbon. Or these days, we're really into mezcal.
Ah,
So,
I like
Always
it.
always nip something before the show. Like I don't, because I don't particularly like liquor straight, but you guys like to do that.
Yeah.
No, I feel like Raquel always does her own thing. Me and Dan are very much on the old world beers.
Yeah.
Pilsners, lagers. That's just kind of the thing now. Something crisp, something clean. And then, one of us in the band may or may not be a part of a Mezcal of the Month club. I will say it's not me, but that has enriched our lives for sure.
Yeah.
But Raquel, usually she's a little smarter than the rest of us.
Perhaps.
What do you drink?
Oh,
I was
me?
gonna say,
Well,
yeah. What's your drink of choice?
I'm always celebrating life, so I drink a lot of bubbly drinks like prosecco, cava, champagne if I'm feeling richer than usual. But and I'll drink beer sometimes with the guys. But
I like it. Now, do you partake in the mezcal? See, because I'm not a huge mezcal fan, only because I don't like smoky. The smoky just isn't in for it.
They drink it around me, and it's like, ew, go away. Like the aromas just like fill the air.
It's one of the great things that we don't have to share.
Yeah, I also think just the notes and the flavors and the tasting notes we're always talking about. I think Raquel's like, I'm sorry, what? Wet brick and carcass? What are you talking about?
I do love that. Like, I feel silly sometimes when I look at tasting notes and it's like leather and things like that. And I'm like, why would anyone want leather as their tasting note? Now, when you get some other things that taste real good, I'm like, I get that. But leather, I just don't understand.
Yeah.
Hey, different strokes,
That is true. Now, since, like I said, it's earlier in the day. Now, are you on the morning side? Are you got all coffee fans? How do caffeine? What's your go-to when it comes to the morning time?
Well, caffeine is a must. We do stay up late and
Wake up
not
early.
wake up early. So,
Yeah.
I like some coffee, but not just. I'm pretty snobby. It needs to be like
Just like her
espresso,
bubbles.
some milk,
Cappuccino latte kind of gal.
yeah, the good stuff.
I'm realizing we should be like a Paris-based band,
Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh my God, yes.
I'm a coffee drinker as well, and I have an espresso machine at home. So that's currently why I'm not drinking any coffee, because I've had so much coffee that if you look closely, I'm not actually touching the chair I'm in.
Ooh.
So
Levitating.
so I'm an espresso guy for sure.
So you're highly caffeinated at the moment.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
Dan, you're crazy.
I don't really drink coffee. I got off it years ago. I drink black tea. I make a pot of Irish breakfast tea with a little splash of milk and
And sometimes you start talking.
drink that all day. Sometimes I try to start talking in an Irish accent,
Yeah.
looking for rainbows.
But that was something Dan brought to the band early on. Is a lot of our rehearsals we'd share a pot of tea. Good tea. That's
Good
what we'd
tea.
say.
Good tea.
And good for the vocals too, I hear. I mean,
Yeah,
you
Better
know.
than coffee.
probably better than coffee. Better for the digestion too.
Now, now, Dan, is it true that your journey to Nashville, you know, because like I said, at the end of the day, you guys do music. We all enjoy a good drink, but you guys do music a lot better than myself. I can't sing, I can't play an instrument, so this is why I like to have conversations with y'all so I can figure out how this actually works. But is it true that your journey started with winning a karaoke contest at a retirement community in
I know about
Arizona?
this.
Yeah, you do.
Tell me,
Jeez.
this is how you got into music?
I'd say that I was partially in love with music, but I was not like pursuing it in any fashion. Yes, I was in between jobs and living with my parents at a retirement community, and to be in the to be in the karaoke contest, you had to be a resident. So I was a resident of an over 55 community and entered and won. And then after that, all the old people were like, "You got to get on the Voice. You got to get on the Voice." And then I was like, "Oh, it wouldn't hurt." So then I went there. Didn't make it on TV, but after the Voice, found my way here. So, long story short, karaoke contest.
I love that because you truly never know where things will start. And Leland, you were already in Nashville. You were a guitarist, doing your thing when you met Dan in 2019.
Hmm.
What was it like to get connected with Dan and then Raquel?
Yeah, I was still pretty new in Nashville at that point. I feel like we all were kind of part of the same, maybe like class that moved to Nashville within the same few years, and we all were similar age, similar interests, kind of stuff. But we all were friends playing in each other's groups and bands and hanging out and watching each other's shows. And that's kind of the beautiful thing about Nashville is you find people that you like their sound and what they're going for, or somebody that has a strength that you don't have, and you're just like, I want to be a part of that. And so I remember I saw Dan he was doing a solo show as his album release, and he got on stage and just for the whole album, top to bottom, just crushed it and left. And I was like, who is that guy? And as time went on, we became friends and ended up playing together. And yeah, there was just something there. It's fantastic.
Now, Raquel, you had kind of a solo career up in Canada going and ended up in Nashville. What drew you to these two guys, and how did all that transition happen?
Well,
It's the long hair, right?
the true story is they begged me to be in their band. No, well, it's sort of the joke because they were trying out some other guys to play bass or play keys and sing, and I actually went to some of those shows, and I was like, no, I don't think he's the guy. And then, lo and behold, it was because I was meant to be in the band.
We needed a woman.
Yeah, what's new, huh? But I travel a lot solo. I get some really amazing opportunities to travel all over the U.S. and Canada. I opened for some really cool artists, and it was just me and my guitar touring theaters and such. But I kind of got tired of being on the road alone all the time, and it's been so fun to just be in a band and do it together, and it's just really fun the musicianship. I think that we all have grown so much, like playing together, singing together, picking up new instruments, and it's just I'm glad we all decided to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like I said, it's working out well. I love your music, and is it also? Am I correct that you guys were part of kind of a quote unquote back in the day? It's crazy to think it's been 6 years since all this happened. The COVID circle time during the lockdowns, and practicing on the couch really kind of led to the true formation of the group.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, COVID is what brought us together. We wanted to keep playing music, and yeah, we were like, Raquel, you've kind of seen some of the shows. You might know some of the songs. You want to just sing, and then COVID's only gonna last 2 weeks, so then we'll move on. And then it didn't last 2 weeks, and we never moved on. So singing together for that much time, and we didn't really have anything else to do. It was like after a year. I mean, Raquel's like, I think we're a band, right? Like, we're the band. And I'm like, I guess you're invited in, yeah.
There's not a lot of bands in Nashville. Like, you see a lot of solo artists, and like I was trying to be a solo artist. Dan was trying to be a solo artist. Well, I say trying to. We are, were. But yeah, just the band thing really kind of set us apart, I think, a little bit too. And people seem to be really into it. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with wanting to chase something that's working.
That was a big part of me wanting to join the group, is like I'd done the sideman thing in Texas, or like the behind the scenes thing in Texas, and a lot of that professional work was like a different band every other day, you know? And so, yeah, you can learn the music and you can do your best, but there's something to being a part of a group and getting to put your fingerprint on it and take the time to really make things special and cool, and give the song and the performance what it needs. And so at that point in my life, you know, not only had I worked in Texas, but I moved here and just spread myself so thin. I was like, I want to know who I'm playing with tonight, you know? I want to know what songs we're going to play, and I want to nail them, you know, among many other things. But that was something that really drew me to, like, no, spending the time and creating and, you know, just being an artist.
Well, and I was going to say, you know, you three come together. Now, one of the things that doing this show for as long as I have, I've learned that it is not the easiest thing to do to come up with a name for the band. How much fun did you all have coming up with the name, and where does the name The Woods come from?
I think coming up with a name for a band is like impossible. Like truly, I mean, it's like one of the hardest things to do. And I guess when you sit down and you start, you know, looking at what we look like, what kind of music we play, what name would fit, you know, what we're trying to do in the world, and our image and our likeness and all that.
And my image is very important.
Yeah, you know, so we got Raquel here to deal with, and that pretty much narrows it down to, well, no, I mean, we're just trying to make kind of music that we think is going to help people maybe feel better about, you know, life. And it's sort of this music that's rootsy and organic, and, you know, and
music is medicine.
Yeah.
So is like being in nature and being outdoors. And so just that feeling, we want our music to do the same thing for people.
I think the Japanese say woods bathing, but that would have been a weird band name. So
I like it though. Now, was the Woods the first name you all settled on, or what? How did that journey go, or was it kind of unanimous once you figured it out?
Great question.
The Woods was the first name we settled on, and for a long time we tried to find another name that we would change it to. Mm-hmm. And we have never found another name to change it to.
It's too late now.
It is, you know, it's such a wide and applicable word, you know, for what kind of music we're doing and branding and all that stuff. There's so much you can do with it, and it all again fits the kind of organic rootsy vibe.
And the puns are great.
Yeah.
I mean, we are a walking pun. I mean, every time we play an outdoor show, it's like, get into the woods, come on, let's go, you know. Hence our website, getintоthewoods.com.
We refer to ourselves as the Three Trees.
Yeah.
You know, our fan club is our tribe. Our people are tribe.
Living in the woods.
It just never ends, you know.
I like it. I mean, you're not wrong. As a marketing, it's genius when you really think about it. I mean, you guys are just geniuses.
We fell into it.
You're giving us too much credit.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, still, you did well. And, you know, now, obviously, like I said, you all are doing the music thing now, but did you all grow up in musical families? Did you grow up around music? How did that love of music, you know, come to each of you?
Ooh, good question. I always was just obsessed with music. It's funny, I think about your karaoke experience. Mine happened, but as like a 5-year-old going to karaoke and like hearing people perform pop songs and just being like obsessed, because my dad listened to old rock and roll, my mom listened to gospel music, but I was just like, you know, loved modern music and had to go find it. But I grew up singing in church. My dad played the drums, so he got me in guitar lessons so we could jam in the basement. And then I just seemed to be better at music than other things in life. So I just kept doing music and less of everything else. And then eventually moved to Nashville because little town in Canada just wasn't enough to do. Everybody wanted to hike, and I really wanted to play music. So that's my story in a nutshell.
Dan, Leland?
You go. Yeah, funny enough, I didn't really grow up in a musical family. my parents listened to a lot of good music around the house, which is something I'm thankful for, and I think was a big part of it. But yeah, I didn't grow up with, a parent pushing me into piano lessons or whatever. But as soon as I found music as like a single digit kid, my parents were just like, you know what, we don't understand it, but you clearly love it and you're talented at it, so we'll support you.
Can you tell them the story about the AC/DC record?
Oh, sure, yeah.
That's my favorite.
So, I got into stringed instruments, and I was introduced into like the cello and the bass and things when I was younger, and I fell in love with the guitar just as a fun thing. And I bought my first $100 guitar off eBay at the time, very trendy. And I just played the strings off of it. I played about everything off of that guitar, and it was time for me to get a better instrument. And I loved Angus Young. I wanted that red SG. I just stared at them all day long. And so we had a family friend who was very musical, actually, and he kind of guided me, and helped my parents out dealing with me as being a young musician. And he said, look, if he's serious about this, he needs a nicer instrument, but you need to make sure he's serious about it. So ask him to learn his favorite album. And so one day my parents came to me and said, what's your favorite album? And I said, Highway to Hell by AC/DC. And they said, well, if you learn it, we'll get you an SG. And so I sat in my room, figured it all out. Time came, I put my little amp in the living room and I put on the CD. And
Your parents are so lucky.
And by the time I made it to like the beginning of track 3, my parents were like, okay, you can turn it off. Like, you got it. And like a month later, I got a red SG. And
I just can imagine your mom being like, please stop.
Just knowing you. I mean, you must have played like every note, and they're probably like, all right, well, maybe you only did song 1.
And some of the lyrical content is a little interesting for a 13-year-old kid, But anyway,
That's dedication.
yes, and that was the beginning of it all.
Hasn't stopped. Still dedicated.
And Dan?
I'm the complete opposite of them. I grew up playing sports, and then I got injured, and I picked up the guitar because my brother left it. My brother is actually probably the most musical of the family. And then he left the guitar at home while he was away at school, and I was like, I could learn Bob Dylan because, couple chords, you don't really have to sing very well. If he can sing, I guess I can sing. So I say that. Bob Dylan's a great singer. But yeah,
He inspires
yeah.
all kinds of artists.
Yeah.
You can sing in whatever is your style.
I just picked up late, like middle of high school, and then it was really just a hobby. And then really, truly, I went to school. I moved out west to try and teach and just kind of live. I just wanted to move all over the country and see it and live. And then by the time I got to Arizona at the retirement community, I figured I'd actually like, all right, my family's here now. I'll just get a teaching job and like hang out. But then the voice happened, and having moved as much as I did, I was like, what's one more move? So,
That is true.
yeah. So yeah, I guess I always loved songwriting. Songwriting was like more of my thing. I never considered myself much of a singer. And so I guess, the karaoke contest, as funny as it was like the first time I was like singing out, people like had a reaction. And then once I got on The Voice, they were like, I guess you're a good singer. So tried it out. Yeah.
Is the cat okay? I gotta know.
He's a little scared. He's a little traumatized. He got his foot stuck on a spider trap.
Oh, no.
He's huffing and puffing. He's scared.
It's still country in Nashville.
I was gonna say it happens to the best of us, even our animals. And Leland, you talked about being in the Lone Star State. You grew up in Dallas. What was it like cutting your teeth in the Lone Star State? Because obviously country music and music down there is a whole way of life. So what was it like going through all that?
Yeah, the Texas music scene is fantastic. It was a great place to just learn how it all works. And, something that I don't think we talk about enough is to learn how to make people dance, which is something that even coming to Nashville, yeah, there's some dance halls, but it's not the same. In Texas, everybody's dancing. And, you just got to learn what the room needs and how to cater to people and change the set list and do all that kind of thing. And so that was kind of like the intangible part of it that I needed to learn. It wasn't about playing notes and being good. It was really about performing and moving the room. All that being said, I feel like there were kind of two halves to my growth in Texas because Texas has its own sort of monoculture and country music and blues, but it also has a lot of really developed cities and good universities. And so I feel like half of my education was in the bar room, chicken picking and playing blues. And the other half of my education, I went to University of North Texas, which is a conservatory style for jazz and classical. So I got to see both sides of that. And me and a lot of my classmates from school, there's kind of an in-between glue in the Dallas-Fort Worth area where we kind of play the jazzy, country, funky, gospel-y stuff that, slips in between the cracks. So doing all that, it was just, it was like a Garden of Eden out there. And then I moved here, and I like to refer to it as the rainforest because it's just so diverse, and the river's so deep and wide here for music, and the infrastructure is there as well.
Now, Dan, you mentioned you like to travel a little bit. You weren't exactly calling any place home for very long because you were born in New Jersey. You lived in California, Arizona. What's it like traveling, basically calling the road home and then finding a home in Nashville?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I think it took a long time, probably within the past like 3 years, for Nashville to feel like home because it's an interesting city, but it's pretty much full of transplants anyway. So home's kind of where people know you, where you have people that when you're here, you have a community. So it takes a little bit to build that, but I mean, the nice thing is that we still get to call the road home. We still are out all the time playing and seeing the world and meeting new people and traveling, and I think the new experiences and all that is still like the lure of wanting to go back on the road and have that sort of experience. But then, it's still nice to have a little home to come back to and feel
Well,
settled. So yeah, a little bit of best of both worlds.
Well, and like you said, you guys get to do a lot of traveling, and Raquel, for you like you said, you're from Canada, British Columbia, to be a little more exact, beautiful up there. A lot of hiking, a lot of outdoorsy things to do there. So, what was it like growing up there, and what led you to Nashville? Was it just that lure of actually being around music? Because I know the Canadian music scene, while there is a good bit of things happening, it's not as maybe happening in, say, a Texas or somewhere else.
Yeah, it's growing, which has been really fun to see, especially the country music market has grown a lot since I was a kid. Like when I was growing up in Vernon, we did not have a country music station, even in the next city over. So a city of 250,000 people doesn't have a country station, and now we have one, they have one. So that's changed a lot, but and I do make the joke like everybody wanted to hike and ski and everything, and I did those things, but I wanted to live somewhere where the music scene was a little bit more robust. But there was a little a cool music scene in BC for sure. It was definitely more like folk music driven, especially in the Okanagan area where I grew up, very like which kind of suits that outdoorsy feeling. Um, and I had gone to Vancouver, the big city, thinking maybe I could do some music there, but it was just very pop, and I just didn't feel like me and my guitar and my little songs really, suited it there. And so when I came to Nashville, I just really, I had family here, extended family who was in the Christian music industry, but and I didn't want to get into Christian music, but they were just like, come to Nashville, you're going to love it. There's going to be all these people to write with. And they were so right. I just, for the first time in my life, felt like I belonged somewhere and found so many people I could connect with and just never really left. I do go home and visit my family. But, but yeah, Nashville's just an incredible place to feel at home, I think, for all of us musicians and artists and singers.
We like to say that, Raquel's from her own country of Canada. And then I like to say I'm from my own country of Texas. And then Dan, of course, gets the biggest cheer when he's lived all over and says, well, he's from America, his own country of Americas.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, you guys really do have kind of an eclectic mix of at least the backgrounds, how you got to where you got. I mean, I've even reading that, you've been described as, a little bit of this band, a little bit of that band, and different eras as well. So, I mean, what was it like to kind of find the music that you all wanted to make? Because I know that at the end of the day, that is also one of the hardest things, besides making a name, is finding your sound, your songs that you all want to perform.
I think we all overlap because we all love the music of our parents. Like, we all listen to those records, and for me it was a lot of, there's a lot of amazing rock and roll bands that came out of Canada, specifically Winnipeg. Neil Young and Bachman Turner Overdrive. And so, like, even though, like, Raquel Cole loved, Shania Twain and Bryan Adams and these pop artists, I still grew up playing these kind of old rock and roll bands with my dad. And so, you guys, maybe a few different artists that
Yeah, our overlapping, like our Venn diagram, we have all different types of music that each other don't listen to, but our overlapping is sort of this stuff we grew up listening to before I knew I even liked music. But I'm sure even when I guess you started singing at 5, but like before you even know that you're that much of a sponge, and your parents are making dinner and there's a record on, it's like that's the stuff that we just absorbed in our blood, And so I think that's the band. That's the music that we make, and fortunately, it's all like a subconscious thing. We don't like set out to be like, we need to make this. It's just that's what's in us, and that's what we create, and that's what comes out. So, I think we're lucky that it has its own kind of stamp that is also reminiscent of something else, but it feels sort of fresh. So, but yeah, that's just what's in us.
It's like a good cocktail. 3 ingredients coming together to make a good cocktail,
See, he knows what he knows what's up. Leland knows what's up here on
it's
Bar
high in the
Conversation.
running theme, yeah.
Well, and then your latest single is "Same Boat," which is out now for everyone to listen to. How did that song come to be? Why did y'all want to release that one out into the world?
Good question. It's kind of funny. That song was written a while ago. It was my very last co-write before COVID happened. It was like that week when everyone was like, "What's going on?"
Before they actually shut it down.
Yeah.
But knew that it was happening.
So, I wrote it with Nell Maynard and Molly Brown, 2 other female writers in Nashville, and I think I said it. I was like, well, I guess we're all in the same boat. Like, whatever happens next, like, we're all in this together. And then we just wrote the song. And when we all started singing together, it was just sort of like pulling from everyone's catalogs. What song do you have? What song do you have? And can we sing on it? And does it suit the band? And I think just what the song's about is a big part of what we're about as musicians and as people. We really, like you said, we wanted to bring people together with our music. And so now it just seemed like a good time to put the song out.
And I see the cat's feeling better.
The cat is feeling better.
He was terrified. Oh my gosh. He was just sat there, was like, help me, help me.
And in the middle of the summer is the perfect time to release a song about boating,
Well, and it looked like y'all had just a little bit of fun making the music video too. So what was that experience like shooting the video for Same Boat?
Yeah, folks got to check that out, by the way. You got to look up the Same Boat music video if you haven't yet.
Well, I wanted it to be a little ironic because, it is sort of, sometimes it's hard to believe that we're all in the same boat because you look around us and some people have it really easy and some people have it really hard. So, and that's kind of what the song's talking about, is like, even beyond that, like, we all have to live on this earth together.
Yeah.
And so I thought it would be funny to finally get to be the diva that I am and have these 2 serve me on my giant yacht.
Yeah. No, it was fun. It was a good day. Took the boat out on the Cumberland River in Nashville and dreamed up, all the little ideas of what a shot could be of, serving Raquel her champagne and then complaining about it later.
And we did all of our own stunts.
Yeah.
We did all of our own stunts in that one, folks.
Yeah.
And that is why folks need to check it out. Not only is it a fun video to watch, it's a great song as well.
Thanks.
And And then I heard that you all have new music coming out here at the end of August with a song called Break It. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So what can you
Yeah,
tell folks
dude.
about this song that's coming out here, I believe, on the 28th?
Yeah.
I just know that the day we wrote it, it was like magic and felt like this is a song. This is a song that we is us, that is totally our vibe and our sound and our music, and felt like, so we've been really excited to put this one out for a while, and just again feel like now is the right time. Um, and then what follows is even more music that we've been working on so hard.
Yeah.
We've been working with a producer named Blake Chansey, so he's responsible for some of the hits Behind the Chicks, Little Big Town, and has worked with other amazing, harmony bands. And so we're just so lucky that we get to make this new record with him and get to explore, our sound. And yeah, we're just so excited to share it with everybody.
Yeah. Break It comes out on the 28th of August, and with that, it releases our like full length album called Ready to Run, and there's gonna be even more music with the triggering of Break It coming out. And gonna print out vinyls and do all the things that we're just like really excited about, to have a collection of music all in one single place.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, obviously you've got Same Boat, Break It. Now you're heading into that album. What's it like to bring that album to life and let people actually hear it? Because it's one thing to write all the songs and things like that. It's another to be able to finally share it with folks.
yeah, it feels like a long time coming. I mean, not to let any secrets out, but we've been working on it for so long that some of these songs have been done for over a year or even two. So it's like we're sort of just like about time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's just really exciting. It's like we've been playing these songs at shows and feeling really bad that people can't just go listen to them after the show. So it's like that'll be really nice, that when people fall in love with the songs, they can go listen to them afterwards. Or now we'll have more music for people to listen to before they come and see us, and then they'll have a much better time at the show because they'll know all the music that they're hearing. So
I get excited for it to be released too, because we just keep writing more songs, and so I'm like, let's put these out so we can put out more songs.
And yeah, we've put out a lot of great music, don't get me wrong, but I think we all think we're getting better and better every time, right? So with every song that comes out, we're just getting more and more excited. And I think so are our fans. I think our fans are really excited for some Fresh Woods music.
Well, I think so, and it sounds like it's an exciting time for y'all. And in addition to your all's music, you also do enjoy putting your spins on some songs that you all love with your covers. What's been the inspiration behind those, and why has that been something you have all also wanted to do, to kind of maybe fill those gaps as music comes out?
Yeah, I think we are still introducing the woods to the world and trying to get people to see who we are and what we do. And we kind of thought, what would be a fun thing to do at the same time of releasing our music, is we could do our take on some of these covers, also release them, to streaming, and make videos for YouTube where people get to see that we really are a band. We sing all our own parts. We play all our own instruments, and just get to showcase that with songs that people already know and love. And it's been really cool, just the response that we've gotten from those songs, and the way that it really has pushed people to want to listen to our original music as well.
And the songs that we picked were very intentional, because we're calling them the influences. So we're in tandem with our original record. We're going to release a whole record of called Influences, which are the songs that made us. As we talked about, all the songs that we grew up hearing and influenced our music and our songwriting and all that stuff. And like when we first started singing together, you don't always know the original songs, everybody. So what's a cover song that everybody knows? And it's like, okay, so these are some of the songs that we first started singing together with, and then again trying to help tell the story to an audience that maybe doesn't know us yet. So it's like, if you like this, you're gonna like this.
Yeah, one of the first covers that we put out this year was "Helplessly Hoping," And it was interesting because that is one of the very first songs that we tried singing together, which looking back, I'm like, we're crazy. Because it's not the easiest song in the world. But then we put it out and it almost like once again validated what we've been doing this whole time because people like went crazy over it. So.
Yeah. It was one of our most requested songs too, live, you know, when folks would see us and see we're a vocal group. You know, it's one of the first ones they went to. I'm just sad that there's no AC/DC with the influences. Just couldn't get it done, guys. I'm sorry.
Maybe next time. Maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
on Influencers Part 2, or Volume 2 when that comes
Well,
out.
then Celine Dion's going to get it on there.
Sure,
So.
Celine and some Bobby D, you know.
You know that. See, you're just giving people something to look forward to down the road.
Yeah.
But, you know, for y'all though, like you talked about it, you know, finding those songs that work for you. What is it like balancing kind of having multiple folks that can take lead on songs, and you know, having a couple of different guitar players that can take lead on songs, and finding that balance and seeing who deserves to shine in each moment.
Yeah, I think the nice thing about our band is it's really like the culmination of all our strengths. And even though two people, we can all sing and we can all, well, I can't play lead guitar, but despite you guys can. But we can all do it, but we do it differently. You know, someone can hit a note that somebody else can't hit. So it's like, well, then you take that because I can't do that. I can't do that thing, so you do that thing. And it's sort of like in some ways maybe easier than it seems because yes, we can do similar things, but we can't do them the same. So it's sort of like, all right, time to shine here, time to shine here, time to shine here, because it makes sense and it works, and you know that's what the song wants. So
I think actually "Break It," the single that's coming out next, does that really well.
yeah,
You know, it's kind of a vocal duet. There's a lot of tension between the two vocals, and then it's also truly a guitar duet all the way through, you know, and there's a lot of tension between the guitars.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we're so excited about it, because it's just a great representation of our sound and what we do.
yeah.
Well, and I can tell, you know, and if you're watching the video, not just listening to the podcast, you can tell they actually do seem to get along and have a little bit of fun with each other. If you didn't get that from the music video and other things. But, you know, you talk about that where you're able to write those songs. I mean, what is the song creation process? Because I know Dan enjoys having a little bit of history major influence in the songwriting. So what is it like to create a song for the Woods?
Ooh, tricky question. Historically, yeah.
Because not every song is a Woods song, is what we like to say.
Yeah, it's true actually.
I want to know what you think is your most historic song.
Historic. 1776.
Well, there was a song called Rancho that was about a really cool old-timey ranch in Arizona.
Oh, the story gets good now.
And it's going to be on the record. This ranch was super cool, and I just fell in love with it and wrote the song while I was there. And we have been playing that song for 6 years.
Yeah.
And then we recorded that song. The song is done, recorded, mixed, mastered. Ready to go on the record, and that was, I mean, maybe from a historical standpoint, kind of a little like fun little gem. Also fun, we went to Key West, and you know the chorus of the Rancho song is very open-ended. It can sort of fit any day of your life as long as it's sunny. And we were in Key West, and you know when you're at the beach, you don't feel like singing a song about a ranch. So I was like, how can we change this to match like the paradise of being in Key West, and the pina coladas are flowing and the water's there and everyone's hanging out. So rewrote the song to be about being on an island and under a palm tree. And so...
And that's now what's going on the record.
Re-recorded the song. and re-sang it, remixed, remastered,
So,
and now it's going to be on the record as Paradise.
and we've been on the road and we've been like asking the crowd, and we're not even at the beach, just like we're in Ohio, and we're like, would you rather hear a song about a ranch or an island? And everyone's like, island, island. And we're like, I guess the ranch songs no more.
Yeah, so poor Dan had a great, wasn't it one of the oldest buildings or inhabited
It's one
buildings?
of the oldest inhabited buildings in the continental United States.
Yeah.
So maybe one day we'll release it as a bonus track and have some fun with that. But as far as the actual songwriting process goes, Nashville's full of talented songwriters. There's probably 50,000 songs getting written every day, maybe as many.
Oh, right now there's thousands of songs being written.
And then it's funny because, like I said, not every song is a Woods song, but a song gets written, and then there's the magical point where it gets brought to the three of us, and we have to sit down and figure out the harmonies. That's also a big part of the arranging and figuring it out, and it's something that I think we've all gotten pretty good at cooking in the kitchen. We've gotten faster and better at it, and it's definitely a strength and a tool that we have between the three of us.
Yeah.
Well, and I was gonna say, y'all have been able to do this across a variety of different stages as well. I mean, a couple years ago, I know you were with Tim McGraw on one of his arena tours. You've also done some Nashville residencies as well. I mean, you've kind of hit anything and everything in between. So, what's it like taking your show from maybe the massive stage to a small, intimate room? I mean, what's it like figuring out? Is it the same, or do you guys approach each a little different?
It's been the other way around. It's been we had to take from the small intimate room to the big stage, and that was more of the challenge for sure. But both are really great for different reasons. Obviously, small intimate is you get to really have that connection to the people in the room. Like we've gotten to play the Bluebird Cafe, and there's nothing like it.
Yeah.
But then the energy you feel in a stadium is just wild. Like.
Well, arena.
Right. I don't know why I said stadium. We've never played stadium. I mentioned it.
A big.
Well, we look forward to that one day.
Yeah, it's been fun. I mean, I think playing as the Woods is we have so many different iterations of the band, and sometimes it's sort of like, what does the room require, and sometimes it's what are our constraints from here to there to get us there. And the very nice thing is that the Woods musically, instrument wise, can sound a whole different types of ways, but what makes the Woods still shine is us singing 3-part harmonies. So when we were in the arena tour, probably one of the more magical moments of the tour was when we would just do an a cappella segment. So
Yeah.
it's still one of those things that whether we're playing acoustic guitars and singing or we're rocking out with a full band, as long as we got the 3-part harmonies, we still get to shine on whatever stage it is.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, and you guys are getting to do some cool shows this summer as well. I know you're heading the All-Star Nashville Road Show, doing some other things. So what's it been like to hit the road this summer and share some of that music folks are going to hear and also get to hit some different places?
For one, it's been hot.
The truth, yeah.
But no, like we said about the arenas, just being able to get in front of people and see our show work and see people as you can see it in their eyes. They're like, oh, I get it. Once the three of us start singing and present what the Woods are, it's like every show's an opportunity. And so for us, we're just hungry to like put us in front of people because we're going to make Woods fans every time. There's always something to look at on stage. There's always something going on. Someone's always playing their butt off, singing their butt off, moving around. And
We've lost our butts.
Yes, we have lost our butts.
We're gone.
See, that means you're working too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go find it. I think mine's in Kentucky somewhere.
Well, and I think you've touched on this that when you're able to harmonize, that is probably the best part for y'all on stage. But what's it like for each of you to actually take that stage, and share these songs?
It's blast. I mean, we love recording and writing and doing all the things, but we got into music so that we could connect with people. And, hopefully, we can see people are listening to the songs online and commenting on our social media and all that, and so you can see that they're actually connecting. But
Real life.
real life, before all that stuff, the actual feeling, seeing people in front of you is like, that's why we got into it.
There's no substitute for it,
Yeah. So, I mean, that's my answer.
It's a great answer.
You got something.
I love being in the present moment with other people, feeling the same things.
But we're a live band.
Yeah, we're live.
What we do on the record is what we do live. We play the instruments on the record. We got our drums and our bass player, and they come with us on the road, and they're on the record, and it's what you hear is what you see.
And from a more technical standpoint, I think that we really like to push ourselves with our arrangements and our performing and playing. And so our shows, a lot of times it feels like we're all like juggling and, using all four limbs to do things. And so
Leland plays guitar with his toes.
It's both it's both quite the feat for us to perform. We're definitely thinking, but I think it strikes that perfect balance with there's just enough freedom and just enough space for us to express ourselves and connect, and it's just an absolute rush, honestly, to take it out and play the live show, because there's a lot going on between the three of us and the guys behind us.
I enjoyed the pun. I believe there was a pun in there. Well done.
It can only be a pun if it's also reality, and he really does play with his toes.
You have to buy a ticket. Takes his boots off.
Ew.
Ready sock, flings it in the crowd. The ladies go crazy over it.
Our show is phenomenal.
Well, I was gonna say, that fun you all have. I think what you said is so true, that there's nothing like a live show, because you really get to see the musicians and artists shine, because while, yes, you guys do the same songs from the records, you can also feel the crowd maybe do something a little different in each moment. But I also love this question I ask. I know you enjoy your mezcals, maybe champagne on a good day. What is your favorite song of yours to perform live right now?
Good question.
Personally, right now, I just love Break It. But I don't know if it's because I'm really excited for it to come out, and it's like I get to tell people, like, this is going to be the next song that comes out. But I still think it was one of my most favorite songs to have written. Recording it was a blast, and it's still fun to play. It feels like we're all doing the thing that we do in the band. But that's my choice. Break It's mine.
Dang it.
Took it.
It's our shiniest toy right now,
Jeez.
If you can't say Break It, what would be number 2 then?
It has to be one of our songs, because I was going to say The Chain has been really fun. Which I know
Or it could be it could be a cover too.
That's just like...
That was one of our last influences songs that we put out, was Fleetwood Mac's The Chain.
I think I get a rush every time we finish it. I'm like, whoa, I can't believe we just did that. Yeah. It's kind of a crazy song.
Yeah, that was a good one as well. I guess I'm showing my true colors that, I like to rock a little bit sometimes. And, there's one that we released a while back called Good Thing Going On, which is always just a blast live. There's a lot of audience participation. And, but, I hate to say an unreleased one, but we got a new one called Do Some Lovin' that, we just really ratchet the tempo up, and everybody gets to go a little crazy, and there's just nothing like it. It's fireworks, Yeah.
I like it.
All 10 fingers, all 10 toes get...
Yeah, exactly. 20 digits. Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, it sounds like there's a lot to look forward to, because from what I'm hearing is some of your favorite songs are some of the ones that you'll be able to share with the whole world here soon. And with that in mind, what else can folks expect from you the rest of the year? Because you got a new album, you got shows. Is it just more of the same of that?
More of the same. I think it took us a long time to start releasing music, but we've got it all stockpiled now, and we just want to put it all out. So the record's going to come out, and then immediately following the record, we're going to go back into a new cycle of releasing more music, probably every 4 to 6 weeks. And just keep going, because we got it, and in reality, the more music we release, the more fans we end up getting, because people are out there, and the algorithms are pushing it, and people are finding it, and people are liking it, and that's also what feeds getting us on the road. You know, people are hearing us, and they're reaching out saying, "Can you play my club here? Can you come do this the show in our town?" So it's
That's how we met you.
yeah.
That's
So
true.
you know, the more we're doing is the more we get to do. So you know, hopefully it keeps growing as it has been, and the shows can get bigger, and the audiences get larger and louder, and all the good things.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, it sounds like there's a lot to look forward to even the rest of the year as the new songs and album drop here at the end of the month. And Dan, Raquel, Leland, thank you for sharing your story, a drink with me, and I can't wait to see what comes next from the woods.
Oh,
Thank
absolutely.
you, Jonathan. Our pleasure. We're excited.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.